From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, February the 18th, 2020. A date was set today for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's trial on the indictment charges he faces. Israel's Justice Ministry said the court proceedings would begin on March the 17th, just over 2 weeks after the Israeli election scheduled for March the 2nd. An incendiary device carrying what appeared to be the warhead from a rocket-propelled grenade was found in southern Israel today in the community of Alumim, flown over the border from Gaza. It was attached to a helium-inflated plastic bag. This is the second time that such a device was launched at Israel with an RPG warhead. Police sappers safely defused the device. On Sunday, a young girl in Moshav Shuvah found an explosive device in her backyard. It was safely detonated as well. On Saturday, rockets were fired at Israel from Gaza with no damage or injury. The IDF responded to the rocket fire overnight Saturday, hitting Hamas terror targets in Gaza. There have not been any more rocket attacks since Saturday night, as of the time of the taping of this newscast. And Israel said if that continues, it would once again extend the fishing zone in Gaza and increase the number of travel permits issued to Gaza residents. And Prime Minister Netanyahu, as well as Israel's President Reuven Rivlin, addressed a delegation of the Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations in Jerusalem yesterday, part of the conference's annual national leadership mission of key Jewish leaders from across the U.S. Netanyahu spoke to the group of the challenges Israel faces, including Iran. Rivlin spoke of the challenges of fighting anti-Semitism and racism and of ensuring bipartisan support from the United States. The U.S.-Israel strategic alliance, Rivlin said, must remain above politics and election campaigns. The conference delegation today was given a tour of a Hezbollah terror tunnel discovered by the IDF. The tour was given by IDF International spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus. AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, said that the majority and minority leaders in the U.S. House of Representatives will address the pro-Israel lobby's annual policy conference next month. Representatives Steny Hoyer, the Democrat from Maryland, and Kevin McCarthy, the Republican from California, are both listed on AIPAC's website for the conference as confirmed speakers. It is not clear if the two will be addressing the conference separately or together. The announcement of the bipartisan show of support comes on the backdrop of efforts by groups like If Not Now, urging Democrats to boycott the conference. The president of the University of Illinois student government shot down an anti-Israel resolution that was passed by the body last week in favor of the BDS boycott, divestment, and sanctions campaign against Israel. Student newspaper The Daily Illini reported that Connor Joselis said that remarks made last week discussing the resolution and in the aftermath of the resolution's passage have made students feel unsafe and have fostered a climate of hate on this campus, and he vetoed the resolution. Police in Boston are looking into 2 incidents of vandalism, Stars of David, that were spray painted on 2 apartment buildings in the South End Friday night. Executive Director of the Anti-Defamation League's New England office, Robert Treston, said bias indicators warrant the investigation of a potential hate crime. An Israeli and a French coastal city are partnering to solve their common challenges. Eilat in southern Israel and Nice in southern France announced the launch of a joint 2-year initiative aimed at using smart technologies to solve common municipal problems, like in health, infrastructure, transportation, energy, and tourism. The Eilat-Nice program will launch officially at the end of this month. And some post-Valentine's Day news to share with you. Former Israeli captive and IDF soldier Gilad Shalit is engaged. Shalit, if you recall, was held captive by Hamas terrorists in Gaza for 5 years before being released in 2011 in a prisoner exchange deal. His girlfriend Nitzan Shabbat posted a photo of the couple on Instagram on Friday, showing a diamond engagement ring on Shabbat's hand, which was then tweeted by former spokesman of the Israeli Foreign Ministry, Emmanuel Nachshon. Mazal tov to the happy couple. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, February the 18th. At 7 o'clock, it's Israel Briefing with former IDF Chief of Staff and former Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon discussing the history of the Jewish state and Israeli policy and security issues. At 7:30, stories of the Palmach. At 8, it's a discussion of anti-Israel versus anti-Semitism with Brian Cohen, Yair Rosenberg, Shia Lerner, and Susan Heller-Pinto from the ADL's Never Is Now Summit. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with the CEO and chairman of Im Tirtzu, Matan Peleg, to talk about fighting BDS. At 10, a discussion of genetic testing, fertility, and hereditary diseases. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, Shachar Azani speaks with former Haaretz editor Adi Schwartz, who talks about the Palestinian claim of a right of return, which he talks about in his book, co-authored with Einat Wilf, The War of Return. That's on tonight's In the News. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, February the 18th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader.